Last time on Shadow Piece, the showdown continued and things started to get extravagant. Luffy revealed his devil fruit power and with that manipulated the flow of the battle by hypnotizing every pirate around. Brook couldn't simply stand around or slice through all of these people that didn't deserve it, not for his allies or for his enemies. The finale was coming closer, but Brook wasn't about to just give up and hand over the glory of victory to his enemy. The harpy's wings tore through the cold mist, stirring the smoke of war into spirals that blotted out the sky. Luffy hovered above the courtyard, a silhouette of talons and feathers, his presence an omen of elegant death. Below him, Brooks stood battered and cracked, his ribs fractured, one arm partially broken, his coat torn to ribbons. Yet his stance was as straight as ever, sword glimmering faintly in the chaos. All around them, the pirates, the Thriller and Blackbeard alike, stood in eerie silence. Their eyes glowed faintly, silver under Laffitte's lingering hypnosis. "You should feel honored," Lafitte crooned from above, his voice echoing in two tones again. "No other soul has ever forced me to use so much of my gift. You've entertained me, Grim Reaper Brook, but every show must find its end." Brook lowered his head slightly, the blue fire in his sockets dimming to a quiet ember. "Yo-ho-ho-ho-ho, that is true," he murmured softly, "but some songs end in silence, only to begin again in the hearts of those who listen." The harpy tilted his head, amused. "Still clinging to that sentiment?" "No." Brook raised his blade, the faint melody of strings beginning to hum from somewhere deep within his body. "I'm clinging to the shadows." Lafitte dove. The world blurred as his wings whipped the air into a storm. Feathers slashed like razors, each imbued with enough force to carve stone. Brook darted through them, his steps leaving trails of frost behind. The battlefield rang with the sound of their movements, a duet of destruction. Brook was slower now, his limbs cracked and aching. Lafitte pressed his advantage ruthlessly, wings slicing in precise arcs, talons striking with mechanical rhythm. But as Brook parried and dodged, his sword strokes began to match the tempo, each movement echoing the rhythm of a heartbeat. Cling, cling, cling! The blades met in a steady rising cadence. Brook's fingers brushed his violin again, playing a faint counter melody. The notes mingled with the sound of the clash, creating a rhythm neither combatant nor audience could ignore. The hypnotized pirates began to twitch, their vacant eyes flickering with the faintest spark of awareness. Lafitte frowned mid-swing. "What is that?" "Yo-ho-ho-ho-ho! My music," Brook said simply. "You may control their minds, but I can still reach their souls." The melody grew stronger. The violin's tone wove between strikes, its resonance laced with the chill of the underworld. It wasn't violent. It was beautiful, nostalgic, haunting. For a moment, even Lafitte hesitated, a shiver crawling up his spine as echoes of emotion brushed against him. Brook stepped forward, 1, 2, 3 times, his movements matching the song's rising tempo. Each parry sent ripples through the air, carrying the vibration of his music. The hypnotized pirates stopped moving entirely, their weapons lowering as their eyes cleared one by one. A Fleet of Death gunner blinked, tears freezing on his cheeks. "Grim Reaper, did you—" A Blackbeard pirate dropped his saber, confusion washing over him. What happened?" Brook did not look back at them. "Yo-ho-ho-ho-ho! Stay still, everyone! Please, don't interfere!" Lafitte snarled, shaking his wings, trying to reassert his control. The hypnotic shimmer spread again, but the melody of Brook clashed with it, the sound waves themselves breaking the influence apart like sunlight through mist. "You cannot win them over!" Lafitte screamed, his composure cracking. "They are puppets! Beautiful! Obedient!" "Yo-ho-ho-ho-ho! Slaves!" Brook interrupted, his tone sharp as his blade. "And I will never let music serve that purpose." The final note of his song rang like a bell. The hypnotism shattered completely. All across the courtyard, freed pirates fell to their knees, gasping as the mental weight lifted from them. Then, one by one, they looked at the two figures still standing, the harpy and the skeleton, and stepped back in silent awe. They could feel it. The air itself had changed. This was no longer a simple fight. It was a stage. Brook looked over his shoulder at them, his skull still tilted upward in pride despite his shattered frame. "Yo-ho-ho-ho-ho! My friends, both living and dead. Please watch. I will show you a performance worthy of your faith." He turned back towards Lafitte, his blade lifting again. A show that will entertain even the gods. The duel resumed, but now it was a piece of art more than ever. Every movement Brook made carried rhythm, purpose, grace. Every flutter of Lafitte's wings came with precision and menace. The battlefield became their stage, its stones echoing like a dance floor. The freed pirates formed a silent ring around them, neither cheering or speaking, entranced by the sheer beauty of what unfolded in front of them. Brook danced across the battlefield, his swordplay a fusion of fencing and performance, his footwork tracing perfect circles of frost. Lafitte answered with cruel elegance, wings weaving slashes like strokes of a paintbrush. Their weapons met again and again, creating sparks that illuminated their forms in bursts of gold and blue. "Magnificent," Lafitte hissed between strikes. "You truly understand the beauty of a stage. But every stage needs its tragedy. Allow me to write your ending." He lunged, talons extended. Brook spun, deflecting one strike, but a second raked across his back, sending bone fragments flying. The skeleton staggered, yet his hands never stopped moving. He turned, thrusted, parried, twirled. The rhythm never broke. Even wounded, Brook smiled faintly. "Yo-ho-ho-ho-ho! Do you hear it, Lafitte? The rhythm that guides us both?" Lafitte's smile faltered as he realized the rhythm was a real thing. Their battle had become perfectly synchronized, as if some invisible orchestra played for them alone. Brook closed his eyes for a moment, even though he didn't even have any. "You wanted a show? Then let us end this with a crescendo." The temperature plummeted. Frost crawled outward from Brook's feet, spreading across the battlefield in a growing spiral. The freed pirates backed away, their breath turning white. Brook's aura flared with a ghostly blue light, the energy of his Yomi Yomi no Mi surging. His voice rose in a quiet hum that became a song. "A soul symphony! Allegro! Vivace!" The melody of life and death itself bursted forth. Lafitte shielded himself instinctively, wings folding tight as shards of ice and soul energy blasted through the air. Brook vanished from sight, moving faster than his injuries should allow. A flash, Brook behind him. A second, Brook at his flank. A third, Brook directly above. Blade descending in a blinding arc. Lafitte blocked the first, the second, but the third cut through one of his wings. Blood sprayed, feathers scattering like crimson snow. He screamed, not in pain, but in fury. "You think you can outshine me?" Brook didn't answer. He leapt again, spinning in mid-air, his blade tracing a circle that glowed with ghostly light. "Encore!" The blade cut through the last of Lafitte's defense. His cane shattered. His remaining wings split down the center. Brook landed down behind him in silence. Lafitte staggered forward, breath ragged, half his harpy form already fading. He turned, eyes wide with disbelief. How can someone who laughs so much kill so beautifully?" Brook lowered his sword, his voice soft. "Yo-ho-ho-ho-ho. Because beauty isn't cruelty. It's kindness, refined through pain. That's what you never understood." Lafitte opened his mouth to speak, to curse, perhaps to laugh one last time, but Brook was already moving. A single stroke, swift, elegant, final. The sound was pure, almost musical. Lafitte froze where he stood, his expression softened into one of eerie calm as the light left his eyes. Then slowly, his body collapsed, feathers dissolving into mist before they even touched the ground. Silence fell, the frost melted, the smoke parted. Brook sheathed Soul Solid with a quiet click. He stood for a long moment, then turned towards the watching pirates. He bowed deeply. "Yo-ho-ho-ho-ho! Thank you for attending my concert." For a heartbeat, no one spoke. Then the fleet of death pirates erupted, not with cheers, but applause. Slow, rhythmic, heartfelt. Even a few of Blackbeard's freed men clapped weakly, as if unable to resist the beauty of what they had just witnessed. Brook straightened, the faint glow in his eyes dimming into peaceful warmth. He whispered so softly only the wind could hear. "Captain, my job here is done. I can sense the danger coming along with you, so I will take my leave now. Yo-ho-ho-ho-ho!" The birds above scattered, the recording done, carrying with them the memory of a duel unlike any other. And as the sound of applause faded into the distance, Brook turned once more, however this time away from the raging war, his steps light, his song unbroken. And this is the end of today's episode of Shadow Piece. I hope you enjoyed it, because yep, we've just finished another battle. Another member of the 10 Titanic captains has died. And this one was Lafitte, the demon sheriff. defeated by our one and only, the Soul King, the Grim Reaper, Brook. Oh, Brook had such a long journey. He did this for all of his comrades, for Laboon, for Yorkie, and now for his new friends of the Thriller Bark, which was an unexpected friendship after fighting in them for decades, basically. But, well, next week we're going to a different kind of showdown, but that one also holds a lot of different values. But for now, that's all from me for today. All that's left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro, out. Bye!